KPFT listeners, this is Tom Tranchilla, your host for Songwriters Studio, right here on KPFT. We bring you interviews and brand new releases of regional, local, and national artists. Please check us out Sunday evenings, 8 to 9 p.m., right after Winner's Circle. Please tune us in, and thanks for listening.
And thank you. This is Michael Bergeron, your host for Screen Reflections. This week we've got a great show, Halloween-themed. And let me just say, it's the end of our pledge month. We are a listener-supported radio station, KPFT, and we want to thank each and every person who has donated to the station this month. Too many people to name, but your donations are very gratefully received. The number here at KPFT is 713-526-5738 and extension 1 should you want to make a donation. And again, we are in pledge month, and KPFT is a listener-supported radio station. That's KPFT 90.1 in Houston, 89.5 in Galveston, and 91.9 in Huntsville. Today we've got a great interview with Caleb Alexander Smith, the writer, director, and star of Forelock, along with David Krumholtz, his co-star in the movie. Let's go ahead and check that out right now.
People know you from television shows like The Catch and Station 19. You also directed The Spearhead Effect in 2017. Tell me how you came about Forelock. Was this something that you needed to kind of get you in front of people? You wanted to kind of push your career in another direction?
Yeah, I think that, I always viewed myself as a writer-director, in my own head at least. That's what I came here to pursue. Acting is kind of what happened, which is great and an honor for sure, anytime you're asked to be on a set and to play pretend. But I was always looking for kind of writing and directing vehicles, and I did co-write and co-direct of that very small indie back almost 10 years ago now, and I had some other projects that were very close and had some big stars attached, and then in classic Hollywood fashion, things would fall apart at the last minute. So my wife, who is a pretty prominent sports broadcaster and also entrepreneur, convinced me to start a production company with her, actually, and that we could kind of make something on our own and to do something indie but also unique, and that would hopefully connect with people in a way that that really would kind of put us on the map, really. And this was the idea I had. This was Forelock. It takes place in L.A. It felt fitting. It's based in kind of an absurd way on my own experiences. And, yeah, I'm really excited to bring it to the world.
And I'll briefly give you my idea of the film, and then you can add in, if you think I'm going in the wrong direction. But it's basically about a guy from Middle America who moves to L.A. not to become a movie star, but to work in a gym and help people get fit. But you end up being a cosplayer on Hollywood Boulevard, and you're playing Superman.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's kind of the first joke of the movie, is that someone is moving there not to be an actor, right?
Right.
He's a humble guy, and he wants to be a fitness trainer. And really what he wants is a friend. He wants friends, and he wants to make connections with people. He's a very earnest character, and he has this resemblance to a major famous superhero and an actor who plays that superhero. And this is what draws him into the world, against his will, really, into the world of superhero impersonation. And that's where he meets Randy, who's also an impersonator on Hollywood Boulevard, played by David Krumholtz, and that's the character who really draws him into the plot.
And the term forelock refers to a strand of hair hanging down, but it also has kind of an antique meaning, because people used to touch their forelock as a way of sort of acknowledging another person of greater stature. Is that something that you thought about while writing the title?
It's not, but it actually is something I've become aware of, and I think it actually fits, too, because there is this, the whole film is about the relationship between Caden and Randy, and Caden is very kind of submissive for a lot of that, tugging the forelock constantly, so to speak. But, I've learned since writing the film that expression is very common in the UK. to tug the forelock. And I know that because I have forelock on my Google alert, and all the time, and because this film is only now becoming public and out there for people. The only time that forelock would show up on Google alert was when someone would say in an article in the UK something about, so and so Prime Minister tugged the forelock. And so yes, I've since learned that.
And David, you are in so many films. I was looking through your credits, and for some reason I thought you were literally in every film from the last 30 years. And I was surprised. He wasn't in Goodfellas, but you are in some of my favorite films. And maybe we can talk about Slums of Beverly Hills towards the end of the interview. But you're in Oppenheimer. You're in the new Springsteen film that just came out. Your character is kind of a comic version of Ratso Rizzo. Is that a good interpretation?
Yeah, I mean, I think Dustin Hoffman's portrayal has a lot of comedy in it, but there's also obviously some tragedy there. And there's no reason to, just with the tone of the film, there's no reason to make Randy too much of a tragic character. I think it's self-explanatory. I mean, look at him. He clearly lost his way. Not a dumb guy, not your typical grifter who can't get by with his smarts, so has to turn to crime. He's a smart guy. And my guess is, he's also a real good manipulator, which means he probably was an actor that didn't make it. Just like everyone in L.A., or seemingly everyone. And so from there, I related to him because, well, I'm an actor, and I guess you could call me a master manipulator. The comparisons were there. Obviously, Midnight Cowboy was a major influence for Caleb, I jumped at the opportunity to play a deviant. At the time, it seemed to make sense, and that's a character that I've had sort of sitting in the back of my act, waiting to come out. And I don't often get opportunities to do that, and I thought, I get to show a different side and have a lot of fun. I mean, Randy, for as tortured as he sort of is, he's also terribly precocious and out of control, and so that was cool to explore that.
Your cause character is Mario.
You can call him Mario. We call him Waluigi.
Okay.
Which is the evil Luigi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that in the script originally, Caleb?
I don't know. I don't think it was. I think we kind of developed that. Maybe it's tough to remember actually exactly what was in the script, but it wasn't that fleshed out in terms of the costume or the persona of the character. I think that was something when David came on, we talked about it. And he wanted to bring this element. I had the colors in mind actually, because the film has this red, blue, and yellow color palette. The red and blue coming from the Superman reference, obviously, and so I knew that I wanted his character in red and yellow to kind of complement my costume. But then David brought a lot of the personality and what that character would actually do on Hollywood Boulevard.
And this is for both of you, were there challenges in filming? I mean, I don't know what the location was. Maybe you can fill me in on that. But were there challenges when you were filming with people coming up and maybe thinking you were actual cosplayers?
Well, there were a couple challenges. One, just the basic challenge of shooting an indie in L.A. L.A. is a very busy city. And LA is also used to, obviously, bigger productions, so anything smaller kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And while this wasn't a tiny production, it was on the smaller side. We shot on Hollywood Boulevard, for real, and that was challenging because Hollywood Boulevard, is still sort of a breeding ground for some, vagrancy and a lot of homelessness. It's actually kind of sad, so that was difficult. But at the same time, there were fun. There were fun instances where Caleb, was mistaken for the new Superman because word had gotten out that the new Superman, the one that just came out, was filming at the same time. So people readily assumed on the street that Caleb was the new Superman, and we were filming Superman. So there was a lot of, I know Caleb has some stories about that. And it was always like, why is Superman standing next to some Waluigi impersonator? What does that have to do with, Superman? So we tricked a couple people there, but yeah.
Is that the case, Caleb?
Yes, well, definitely the challenges of filming on Hollywood Boulevard. It's just difficult, and it's sad because we love LA, and but I say the film is somewhere between a love letter and a breakup note to Los Angeles, because that's just how I feel. There are some difficulties in shooting there that are talked about a lot. But yes, there were people who came up to me throughout. I think, I remember, I kind of forgotten this until now, but on Hollywood Boulevard, the stuff where Dave and I are acting on one side of the street, across the street almost the entire time, there were, at times, like 40 to 50 tourists just standing there. And it was actually difficult because it limited the range of motion of the camera at certain times, because we're like, there wouldn't just be all these people staring at the camera, of course, and it was tough to get them to move because we were a smaller production. We didn't have the manpower to herd all of those people across the street, and they were showing up in the reflections of windows sometimes, this crowd of people watching. And bizarrely, we were obviously honest with people, like, hey, this isn't the Superman movie you think it is, and which is maybe a good tagline, this isn't the Superman movie you think it is. But there were people who still were coming up to me with action figures, wanting me to sign the action figures. And so I did, and I said, I'm not the guy you're looking for. And one of them said, you actually are exactly who we're looking for.
And we're listening to a interview with Caleb Smith and David Krumholtz for the movie Forelock. Forelock had its world premiere at the Austin Film Festival last week. You want to be on the lookout for this film. It's wildly inventive. It's very funny. It also has its moments of pathos. Let's get back to that interview.
I have no idea what that meant, but, I signed it and he went on his way.
And Forelock had its world premiere at the Austin Film Festival last night. This is a film that people are going to embrace and love. It's really funny. There's a lot of humor, but there's also a lot of human warmth in it, I thought, as well as some social satire. Are there plans for a release, or will people be seeing this pop up in other film festivals?
I think that it's all in the works, and some of it is out of our hands, in the more businessy side of things. But yes, I think most likely some more film festivals, which is going to be really fun. Hopefully some that are going to be around the corner. That we can get fans to, and that we can show up and promote, and then hopefully not too long, for the wide audience. I think that'll be coming around the corner probably early next year. But ultimately, we're really grateful. The crowd here in Austin has been amazing, and they really ate it up. Especially David's performance just plays so well with an audience. So this is a comedy. We're happy to be a part of hopefully bringing comedies back, because we miss comedies, especially in theaters. So that's our goal.
And David, you have such an amazing social media presence. Maybe you've toned it down a bit, because I know that at one point you were regaling people with all these stories of these things that had happened to you in your career. But like just now on Instagram, I saw that you had discovered this antique toy store in Austin.
Yeah.
What was it about that spurred you to write?
Oh man, that toy, it's the Texas Toy Museum. It's right here in downtown Austin, and I just randomly walked in yesterday on my way back, walking from the theater to the hotel during the day, and it's a step back into my childhood. It was incredible. It's like a wildly comprehensive toy museum, but it's mostly centered around 80s era and 90s era toys, late 70s, 80s, early 90s. And so really cool to like step back in time. There's an admission to get in, and when I left, I asked the lady working there if there was an admission to stay forever. It was really nice. So a lot of fun.
One of my favorite films of yours is Slums of Beverly Hills. I think
mine
that's
too.
Okay, great to hear. Can you tell me a little bit about working on that film?
Wow, I could tell you a lot of stories from that film. Okay, so perfect example, actually, as it applies to Forelock, is that was another indie shot in Los Angeles, on the streets of Los Angeles for authenticity, in the slums, quote-unquote, of Beverly Hills, and was challenging, was another challenging, sort of chaotic shoot at times. But the core, the script was so strong, and the passion of the director, Tamara Jenkins, who was also the writer-director, just like Caleb, it was really something worth fighting for, alongside her, fighting for her vision, fighting for the completion of this intrepid act of making a small film in L.A., which is truly challenging. And so, it's one of my favorites because, to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to be that good. I liked the script a lot, but when, I was young enough to not understand at that point that a set can be really chaotic and the movie can still turn out great. That set was very, bipolar at times, just kind of crazy at times and calm at other times, and I thought, this movie's going to feel like that, and I don't know if it's there, we're establishing an even tone, and but I was 19, what did I know? And I'm in love with that movie. It's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, in the sense that it really did accomplish everything it was set out to accomplish, and I'm so glad that people love it, still love it and still talk about it.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. We've been talking to writer, director, and star of Forelock, Caleb Alexander Smith, and the other star of the movie, David Krumholtz. Thank you so much for your time. The name of the movie is Forelock. Look for it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
And you're listening to Screen Reflections on KPFT. Later in the show, we're going to listen to an excerpt from Orson Welles' War of the Worlds, first broadcast on October 30th, 1938. Now let's listen to the John Williams scored theme from the Time Tunnel.
First, we take you to the battery of the 22nd Field Artillery, located in the Watchung Mountains.
Range 32 meters.
32 meters.
Projection 39 degrees.
39 degrees.
Fire!
140 yards to the right, sir.
Shift range 31 meters.
31 meters.
Projection 37 degrees.
37 degrees.
Fire!
Hit, sir. Got the tripod of one of them. They're stopped. The others are trying to repair it.
Quick, get the range. Shift 30 meters.
30 meters.
Projection 27 degrees.
27 degrees.
Fire!
Can't see the shell land, sir. Letting off a smoke.
What is it?
Black smoke, sir. Moving this way. Lying close to the ground. Moving fast.
Put on gas masks. Get ready to fire. Shift to 24 meters.
24 meters.
Projection 24 degrees.
24 degrees.
Fire!
Still can't see, sir. Smoke's coming nearer.
Get the range.
50 feet. Meters.
23 meters.
23 meters.
Projection 22 degrees. 22 degrees.
Army bombing plane V-843 off Bayonne, New Jersey. Lieutenant Vogt, commanding 8 bombers, reporting to Commander Fairfax, Langham Field. This is Vogt reporting to Commander Fairfax, Langham Field. Enemy tripod machines now in sight. reinforced by 3 machines from the Morristown cylinder, 6 altogether. 1 machine partially crippled. Believed hit by shell from Army gun in Watchung Mountains. Guns now appear silent. A heavy black fog hanging close to the earth of extreme density, nature unknown. No sign of heat ray. Enemy now turns east, crossing Passaic River into the Jersey marshes. Another straddles the Pulaski Skyway. Evident objective is New York City. They're pushing down a high-tension power station. The machines are close together now, and we're ready to attack. Planes circling, ready to strike. 1,000 yards, and we'll be over the first. $800 yards. 600. 400. 200. There they go. The giant arm raised. Green flash. They're spraying us with flame. 2,000 feet. Engines are giving out. No chance to release bombs. Only one thing left. Drop on them, plane and all. We're diving on the first one. Now the engine's gone. 8. This is Bayonne, New Jersey, calling Langham Field. This is Bayonne, New Jersey, calling Langham Field. Come in, please.
This is Langham Field. Go ahead.
8 Army bombers in engagement with enemy tripod machines over Jersey Flats. Engines incapacitated by heat ray. All crashed. 1 enemy machine destroyed. Enemy now discharging heavy black smoke in direction of...
This is Newark, New Jersey. This is Newark, New Jersey. Warning. Poisonous black smoke pouring in from Jersey marshes. Reach at South Street. Gas masks useless. Urge population to move into open spaces. Automobiles use routes 7, 23, 24. Avoid congested areas. Smoke now spreading over Raymond Boulevard.
(2X2L calling CQ, 2X2L calling CQ, 2X2L calling 8X3R. Come in, please.
This is 8X3R coming back at 2X2L.
How's reception? How's reception? Okay, please. Where are you, 8X3R? What's the matter? Where are you?
We've been listening to an excerpt from the Orson Welles production of War of the Worlds. It threw the world into pandemonium because they thought it was an actual invasion from Mars, but it was just a radio show. Kind of changed the course of how people listen to radio, and then, of course, Orson Welles became one of the greatest film directors of all time. Let's listen to a cut from the movie Them. That was music, the theme music from the movie Them, a giant ant movie. Let's close out the show with Pete Townsend. This is off the Grosse Pointe Blank soundtrack, Let My Love Open the Door. Screen Reflections, tune in every week on KPFT, 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. We really appreciate your sponsorship. And again, a big thank you to all the people who donated money to listener-supported radio station KPFT this month.
When people keep repeating it, you'll never fall in love. When everybody keeps retreating, but you can't seem to get enough. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. Let my love open the door. When everything feels all over, everybody seems unkind, I'll give you a 4-leaf clover. Take all worry out of your mind. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. 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 Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart. When tragedy befalls you, don't let it drag you down. Love can't kill your problem. You're so lucky I'm around. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door. Let my love open the door to your heart.
Thanks again for listening to Screen Reflections. Stay tuned for Clint Broussard's Long Time Running. You're listening to KPFT in Houston.
This is Susan Darrow, your host for Border Radio, Monday through Friday afternoons from 3 to 6. Right this minute, you are listening to KPFT Houston, 90.1 FM, and kpft.org.
KPFT is supported in part by McGonagall's Mucky Duck, 2425 Norfolk Street, Houston, Texas, who have donated tickets for Jesse Dayton on November 15th, Pat Byrne on November 21st, Kevin Russell December 5th, and Fred Eaglesmith on December 26th. For more information, kpft.org.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable.
But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.